It was an ordinary day on the N1 between Makhado and Musina until tragedy struck. In what authorities have described as one of Limpopo's deadliest road accidents in recent years, over 40 people lost their lives when a bus collided with a heavy vehicle on Monday afternoon. The impact was so severe that the bus overturned, trapping several passengers inside. Emergency services rushed to the scene, working tirelessly into the evening to rescue survivors. Paramedics, firefighters, and police officers faced a grim task as they battled not only twisted metal, but the weight of loss surrounding them. It was chaos, people crying, others trapped, and no one knowing how many were gone, some eyewitnesses say. Primarily, reports suggest that poor visibility and possibility of brake failure might have contributed to the crash, though investigators have yet to confirm the exact cause. Authorities have called for patience as a full inquiry gets underway, promising that lessons will be drawn from the catastrophe. Local hospitals in the Makhado and Musina areas have been overwhelmed with emergency rooms packed with critically injured passengers. Medical teams are appealing for blood donations and support as they work around the clock to stabilize victims. The province health department confirmed that several survivors remain in critical condition. In a statement, the Premier of Limpopo, Dr. Poppy Ramathuba, expressed her condolences to the families of the deceased, calling the accident as a heart-wrenching reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of road safety. Flags at several government buildings were flown at half-mast as the province entered a period of mourning. So there's also a video here that I'll showcase about the bus itself, that it wasn't in good conditions rather. So yeah, I'll play it now.
Fambai joro zvakaoma asi zvichanaka. Mai vari pano vamadhuwe isamwenje fodhi aripo sida waendepi sida uyo uri mukora mai chifambai inadero mwana wenyu chifambai vamadhuwe baba henyu mazuva acho ndo zvavitori tongogamuchira zviripo sida arimo alfred arimo mai vangu arimo bambo tito ndo vamadhuwe vacho naika kambai.
Has happened. We are told that this is quite a problematic stretch in this province, as we understand that about 4 years ago there was also a deadly crash that claimed lives of about 20 people. Now, according to the information that we have received, this is the biggest that they have seen. This, according to some of the community members of residents here, this is the worst road accident in recent memory for the province. Where we are seeing, people devastated, really, especially those that know that some of their family members were traveling with this bus that we believe, was making its way from Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape to where it was headed to. We know that it has claimed lives of about 42 people.
Joined by Dennis Jacopo. Dennis, this is truly a tragic event. One of the passengers, we know that the youngest passenger there, as you've confirmed, is a 10-month-old baby. Now, I think let's start with the company, the reaction from the company regarding this tragedy.
Yeah, it is so sad for such event, and it's a national disaster. We were not expecting it, There were about children, magogos, yeah.
And also, Dennis, now tell us, just give us some facts as to what time the bus left the Gqeberha depot. Where was it headed exactly?
This bus left here on Saturday around 3 p.m. It was going to Harare, but it was a mix of Zimbabweans and Malawians. We do have buses from PE to Malawi, PE to Zimbabwe, so this one was a mix. Then we were going to move those Malawians people from Harare to another GNC bus to Malawi. But hey, it's so sad to receive such news. And we are sorry, guys, to all the families who lost their relatives. Yeah, we are very sorry.
And also, take us through now, what is the plan? I know that you've been trying to contact the next of kins right now, but there are people that have not filled out the next of kin. How are their families going to know? What's the plan moving forward?
I'm sure our company representatives are on the way. And I'm sure in an hour or 2 hours they'll be there with enough information. And here at the office, we are also trying to get in touch with those next of kin for those people. So I'm sure very soon we have enough information.
While there might have been reports, I mean, there are talks about people saying that this could have been exhaustion from the bus driver. How many bus drivers did you have? And what is the company currently suspecting could be the cause?
I haven't yet much information, but usually our crew members consist of 2 drivers and 2 hosts. But on this one, there were 3, 2 drivers and 1 host. So they are gone. And I haven't talked to anyone from the company to know what exactly had happened. But yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dennis. That's Dennis Chakopa there, Arabile, giving us the information that he has. Telling us also that the bosses or the executives of the bus company have about more or less of an hour before they get to the bus accident.
It really happened. If you look there where police officers are, this is a very it's a curvy road. It's a very sharp curve where we have seen a lot of accidents happened here. Just recently, I think about a year or 2 back, we reported an accident that happened here, but 19 people are perishing. The bus, we understand, just crashed or rammed into this steel barrier here and came crashing down the valley. And if you could see the wreck, as you will see later on in our visuals, you can see that something horrific happened here, and they tell you about lives that have been lost, and they tell you about people that have been injured. But of course, in terms of what really happened, was it the driver losing control of the vehicle? The details are still a little bit sketchy right there, but we will of course update you a little bit later on. But as I said, this is one of the most dangerous stretches of the N1, and over the years we've seen accidents happening here or crashes happening here and claiming a lot of lives. And we're hoping that later on we'll be speaking to the transport officials just to give us more details as to what really happened. But I can tell you that the crash happened around 4:30 yesterday, and the emergency officials have been on the scene since then. Throughout the night, they've been attending to the scene, and they are hoping that in the next few hours, 2 or so hours, everything will be concluded and the road will be fully open to traffic. Mkolis.
Sure, that is really sad news coming out of there. What do we know insofar as the efforts to notify the next of kin? Have all the victims now been identified?
Well, it's not easy, because you would understand that a lot of people here might be foreign nationals. So it's a long and arduous process to identify bodies, and of course to talk to or to communicate with families. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, probably a few days. We've seen, according to my experience, it takes a bit of time. It's not like when the victims are South Africans, where it becomes a little bit easier for officials to identify bodies. But for foreign nationals, it's not going to be easy. And as I said, we believe that these people who perished here are from Zimbabwe and Malawi.